Alright, so it's day 4 of my video every single day of September, and today's video is about throttle control. And it's not just IDPA shooters, it's any competition shooters. Is you got to have the balance to be able to speed up and to slow down when you need to and be precise. As a competition shooter, you hate to say slow down. You know, it's not in you. Everybody wants to just go fast. Mike Seeklander, I talk about him a lot, but Mike Seeklander is one of the best shooters, one of the best competition shooters, and he's an excellent trainer, and he's on Self-Defense Network, and he talks about it being pay shift, because you get paid if you can shift speeds like that. So it's an important subject. It's a very difficult skill to teach, because a lot of it takes practice, and you know, there's no way around it. To be able to speed up and to take time for precise shots is very difficult. Alright, so with throttle control, a common mistake new shooters will make is they will, if it's a difficult shot for their first shot, they'll draw slow. Or if they're making a difficult shot, they'll shoot slow and then reload slow. And there's no sense, there's never a benefit of reloading and drawing slow. You always want to do those things as fast as possible. And that's just a basic thing. And how to fix that is you got to be honest and recognize what you're doing. Of course, videoing yourself always helps that. But when you're shooting, man, that's a whole different story. And I remember I took a Tom Givens defensive pistol class. Tom Givens is a really good self-defense instructor, and he's been around forever. I mean, he's single-digit IDPA numbers, so that should tell you something. So, and he's very knowledgeable. I love his real simple way he looks at things. He's real, just an excellent source of knowledge. So if you don't know who Tom Givens is, you're missing out. But he taught in his class to aim precisely at a small target, 3 syllables, careful, 2 syllables at a medium-sized target, and then a close-up target you can shoot quick, 1 syllable. And I remember him teaching me this, and as a new shooter I kind of just blew it off as I want to shoot precisely quick, so I mean, I don't want to do that. But now that I'm older, I can see the knowledge in what he was trying to say is, because in self-defense scenarios, like James Yeager, Tactical Response, teaches just to say stop when you're going to shoot in a self-defense scenario, because you won't shoot until you get, if you say anything longer like stop or I'll shoot, you won't shoot until you get everything out. So you want to keep everything real simple as possible. And how when you're talking, and your brain can only do one thing at a time, so it kind of, Tom uses those precisely, careful, that way to control your shooting. And I was like, you know, now that you know, I really see the difference and the benefit of doing that. Alright, so the key point is it takes discipline to slow down and to speed up. So it's very common for me to go into an array and just short close targets and shoot those good. And then there's a distance, tighter shot in the back that I shoot just as fast as the close ones. And I was like, or I'll commonly do the reverse. I'll just hose the close targets, slow down for that back target, and then the next target will be easy, one that I can shoot fast, but I shoot it at the same pace as I shot the back one. And it's, you know, you just got to be honest with yourself, and you got to be disciplined. And I lack so much discipline. Sometimes I'll shoot a whole match just way too fast. I can't, not only do I shoot a stage undisciplined and out of control, or I'm in control, but the cadences are not correct. I'll shoot a whole match. Just sometimes I'll go to a match and the tempo will be too fast, and you gotta have experience and knowledge to, you know, that's what's tough about this subject, is you gotta have the knowledge and the experience just to recognize you know, what's going on here and how to judge your cadences. Okay, so how am I applying these concepts to my shooting right now? So I'm using the same concept that Tom Givens taught, but I use the word perfectly instead of precisely. Precisely is not really in my vocabulary, but perfectly makes sense. Still 3 syllables, still works the same. And then careful and quick. What I do is I practice these when I'm doing drills. If I'm shooting perfectly, it's around a second split. I'm looking on my timer for second splits. If I'm shooting careful, it's about half-second split. So that's if a careful shot is about a half second, and a quick shot's around a quarter second. So that's what I practice, and that just kind of gives me gains. That way I have a speed that I compare to a match. So when I'm going through a walkthrough, I'm like, all right, so that's quick, quick, quick. And I don't even have to think about quick targets anymore. That's quick, quick. But if I see some hard cover or something, I might be careful. I'll be honest with you, I really don't use perfectly that often. If there's some steel with a non-threat behind it, I might take a second. If I take a second, that'd be tough, but it'd be pretty tough. But that's the game plan. That's the theory that I've been using, and hopefully, that's what I'm working on right now, is to be able to practice and describe have my own speed limit and how to break down a stage with perfectly shots, careful and quick shots. So that's the game plan, at least. So a great example of what I'm trying to communicate here about throttle control and speed control and having your own sense of speed is, shooting still challenge. If you have a real tight or one of those smaller plates as your first shot, you might want to come out careful and then shoot the other ones quickly. You get 4 good runs, then you can go quick for everything, right? So if you're having trouble with this, on a stage with a particular one, or it depends on your skill set. If it's smoke and hope, everybody knows smoke and hope, 4 big targets and a smaller stop plate. If you're a new shooter, you probably should start off, quick, 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 careful. Quick, 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 careful. Get you a few runs, and then you can go quick, 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 quick on everything. Be able to, it's still a challenge. You want to just gradually improve, but that's the concept that I'm trying to use, is to be able to have my own my own speed gauge and judge a target and be able to communicate to myself how quick I need to shoot this target, or the speed that I need to shoot this target. Okay, into day 4, and throttle control is just something that's going to take a lot of practice. And some of my favorite drills are Lucas Botkins over at T-Rex Arms has a YouTube channel, and he makes holsters and stuff, but he's very knowledgeable. He's got some great deals. I'll put some links down to his drill. Is actually called Throttle Control, and I think I've talked about it before, but it's a great drill. And where I'm at right now, I don't shoot it the same way twice. I start at a different spot every time just to get performance. Because if you're practicing throttle control and you practice a close target, a far target, and you do that same rep over time, you really don't get the work in. And one thing good about Mike Seeklander's competition book is he's got some X drills. He's got a bunch of stuff that's, body, 2 targets, body, body, head, head, or you'll go body, head, body, and you can switch it up. And he's got a bunch of high reps in his, but you can know the drills, and you can learn the drills, and then you can switch it up and just do just 1 rep starting in different places every time. So it's tough. It's not like it's going to take a lot of hard work to get a really good throttle control and have your own personal speedometer, and to be able to say those words like perfectly, get a perfect sight picture and say perfectly to get that perfect shot, or careful and to get that, that half-second shot we're talking about, and then quick, and just be able to see what you need to see and to know what those shots require. That that takes experience and time. Unfortunately, that's what you're gonna have to do, is put in a lot of time, a lot of hard work.